Welcome to JFlare. Today we'll be diving into an exciting and stylish project. We're going to be creating this gorgeous Bubu dress with puff sleeve and a stunning applique on the neckline. Now this design is perfect for anyone that loves a chic and comfortable look that stands out. I'm going to walk you through the process of creating this design on your own. So guys, grab your fabric and applique and let's get sewing. For this project, I have my liquid Mikado silk fabric and I'm going to be using 4 yards of this fabric. My fabric is folded into 4, and then on the sleeve I'm going to be using this elastic band to gather the sleeve to form that puff effect. Okay, so this is my fabric already folded into 4. Can you see 1, 2, 3, and that's the 4th one. So I'm going to be cutting my front and back together, so I'm drafting directly on the fabric for this project. Okay, so I'm starting out by marking ½ inch down, and then I'm going to square a line, and this becomes my starting point. I'll be starting my drafting from this point. So I'm going to mark my neckline. I'll be using a neckline of 1.5. That's the depth is 1.5 for the back, and then for the front I'll be using 5 inches. And then I'm going to mark a neck, that's my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Whatever your shoulder measurement is, just divide by 2, and from that point I just marked my shoulder seam. So I have a neck width of 3.5 inches. Okay, so I'm just checking what I have left. So I want my sleeve to be I think 18 inches. Okay, that's from half of my shoulder, where my shoulder measurement stops. I marked 17 inches, and that's the length of my sleeve. So I'm just going to square a line downwards from that point, and then I'm going to mark 2 inches, and the 2 inches becomes my shoulder slope, and then I'll connect that point to where my neck width measurement is. That's the 3.5 inches from the center of my fabric here. I'll just connect to form my shoulder slope, and then I'll connect my neck measurements. That's the neckline. Okay, for the front and the back, the curve of the neck for the front and the back has been connected. So I'll just from this point here, I'll measure my shoulder to hip. Now I have already marked the full length of my dress. Whatever the full length of your dress is, just mark it. So from this point here on the neck, the tip of the neck, I'll just mark my shoulder to hip line. Okay, so that's what I have at this point. Then I'll square a line on that point there. For my sleeve opening, I'll be using 18 inches, and this is because I'm going to be gathering it. Okay, and then I went in by 4 inches from that point on the sleeve. Okay, so I'm just confirming my measurements. My hip measurement is 48 divided by 4, that's 12, and then I'm adding 5 inches extra. Since it's a Bubu dress, it's a free dress, I marked 5 inches, and that's my seam allowance and ease allowance. Okay, so I'm going to square a line from that point to the end line, and then I went down by 7 inches on that line, and then I'll be connecting. Okay, just watch the way I'm going to connect from this point on my sleeve to the 8 inches mark below the hip line. Okay, and then I'm going to curve out this part so that when I sew, everything relaxes very well. Okay, can you see what I did? From the hip line, I went down by 7 inches, and then I'm going to curve this part also all the way to the M line. Okay, I'm taking it down to the M line. And then at the M line, I'll go out by 2 inches because I want my Bubu to have a slit. So I'm taking the slit, I'm just taking 10 inches from the M line, and that's where my slit is going to stop. Okay, so I'll just connect all the points, and this becomes the area for my slits. Okay, I'll be folding this in to form my slits, and that's all about the drafting of our Bubu dress. Can you see? This is what it looks like right now. And then the next thing will be to cut. Okay, I'm just going to cut out right now. So I'll start by cutting the back neckline, and then I'll cut the front when I'm done. Remember to add seam allowance to the shoulder area, ½ inch seam allowance. Okay, but I won't be adding seam allowance to the other parts because I already added seam allowance. Okay, so I'm done with cutting the front and the back Bubu dress, and I also cut out facing for the front and the back neckline, which I'll be using to finish the neckline properly. And then I have ironed my interfacing on the facing. So I'm going to start by turning the front and the back neckline separately. Okay, so I'm going to use the front facing to turn the front neckline, and this is it. Okay, so I'll just pin down the facing, and then because there is a slit at the front neckline, I'm going to sew the neckline first, then notch. After notching, I'll do an under stitch, and then I'm going to be creating the neckline, the slit on the neckline. So I'll mark out the length of the slit, how deep I want it to be, and I'm using 4½ inches is fine. Okay, so that's it. And then I created a crease line on the facing. Okay, and that is the center of the neckline. So on either sides of this line, on each side, I'm just going to mark 1/4 inch. Okay, 1/4 inch. So I'm going to be sewing on 1/4 inch on each side of the crease line. Okay, I'll sew, turn, and then come to the other side. And then for the back neckline, I'm also going to use the facing for the back neckline. I'll just sew. After sewing, I'm going to notch, then I'll do an under stitch to keep it in place. That's all I'll be doing for the back neckline. So guys, this is what I was saying. I'm done with sewing the neckline slits. Okay, so I decided to sew the slits before sewing the neckline. Okay, so I'm going to cut to ½ inch before the end of the slit, and then I will notch. I'm going to notch on the two sides to keep it flat after sewing. Okay, so I'm just creating this notch here, and this is what the slit looks like right now. So when I turn the facing in, the neckline, the slit is going to lay very flat, and then I'm going to give it a very good press. Okay, so guys, I'm done. I have sewn the neckline, and this is what it looks like. So can you see? I notched the neckline and I did an under stitch, and this is what the front of my neckline looks like right now. So I'm going to be joining the front and the back neckline, the back of my Bubu dress on the shoulder. Okay, so I'm just placing them right sides facing each other, and then I'm going to sew on ½ inch seam allowance. I'll do that for the both sides of the shoulder area. Ensure to match all the seams correctly. I'm done with joining the shoulder area, and I have also ironed it. Now if you watch closely, you see that my fabric is fraying. If you have a weaving machine and an overlocking machine, you can just overlock these parts right now, or you can even overlock everything before you start sewing. I think that would be better. Okay, so I'm just trimming off the excess fabric. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is to create a channel for my elastic band. Okay, so I'm just going to fold 1/4 inch and 3/4 inch, and then I'll sew. After sewing, I'll be fixing my elastic in, and this is what it looks like right now. I've fixed in my elastic band. Now the elastic band, the measurement I used is my round arm measurement, minus 2 inches, so that it's not too tight. Okay, and then I'm going to sew the side of my bubu right now all the way to where my slits stopped. Okay, I'm going to sew 1 inch to this point. I'll do that for the both sides, and then when I'm done, I'm going to sew the slit area like this. I'll just fold in this part. I'm folding half, then 1 inch, that's 1.5, and then I'll be working on the hem line. That's the last thing I'll be doing. Okay, folding half inch, then 1 inch. So guys, look at, I'm already done with all that I said I was going to do. So I'm not done with the hem line area. I decided to iron it, to keep it in place, because the fabric was really misbehaving. So I had to iron down everything. Can you see? So I'll just go and sew. I'll be using the hemming tape to finish the neckline to keep it flat inside. So this is my hemming tape. I'll just place it on all these parts here and at the back of this bubu dress. Okay, and that will keep the neckline inside. That's the facing part. So guys, I'm done with the dress, and this is the applique that I intend to use to design the front neckline. I'm just going to, I'll use my soldering iron to cut out the organza fabric that the applique was placed in. Okay, there's a fabric inside, so I'm just gonna have to use my soldering iron to cut it out. So I'll just have to trim out the applique to arrange it on the front neckline, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So okay, so this is it. I'll just try to cover up all the holes that I'm seeing right now. So I should have used my soldering iron to cut out all the underlying organza fabric that the beads were placed on before arranging it on the bubu dress, but I didn't do that. Okay, so I'm going to take them out and then use my soldering iron. Now I'm going to be using my hand needle and fishing line as this invisible thread to sew on the applique. Okay, that's what I'll be using to sew the applique on the dress. You can use your normal cotton thread, but I don't want the threads to show on the applique, so I'm using this invisible thread. Okay, so I'll do all of that and then bring the dress to show you what the final result looks like. Thank you guys for joining me in this Bubu dress tutorial. I hope you're feeling inspired to try this elegant style in your own unique touches. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to see your creations. And until next time, stay creative and keep sewing with flair. See you soon, guys. Bye.